There's been a lot happening on Bittensor TAO over the last week. And in this video, I'm going to break down some of these factors that also eliminate all of the previous FUD that caused the big dip just a couple of weeks ago. There are big players joining the Bittensor TAO network and teaming up with some of their subnets that just show you the credibility layer has not left. And some of the best AI developers on the blockchain are still trusting in Bittensor and its products on the subnets. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. And as always, guys, be sure to drop down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more every single week here on In the Game. We have you covered top to bottom with everything you need to win in crypto in 2026. On top of that, guys, we are hosting a $100,000 trading competition in affiliation with Blowfin. You can see the Blowfin box back here. If you want to join up on Team Hustle, we are competing for that $100,000 prize pool. Link is down below in the description. You can join this absolutely free. You can trade from anywhere, US included, and there's no KYC, no personal information needed. Just sign up, deposit, and start trading, and let's earn our piece of that $100,000. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video, guys. Obviously, the market's been interesting this week. Over the 30-day time period, we have Bitcoin up 10%. We do see certain altcoins doing very well. Also, if we filter by the 7-day chart, we had actually called out that this would happen. It's now down 27% because the unlocks are coming, but the Gunzilla token had pumped 68% in a single day. That was definitely inorganic volume, but that did actually come through. And we just look across the board. Some of these top alts, a lot of them are still stagnant, not a lot of movement going on here, but this is the perfect time to dig in and make sure that the projects that you're invested in are still in that hierarchy of quality. So when altcoins start to catch some of this liquidity, you will be positioned correctly. And I agree with Jesus here. From my personal perspective, AI is probably the only interesting niche for the youth in crypto right now. I find myself pretty burnt out on some of these other coins. So my hope is we see AI crypto do very well, and we see that young talent come back as well. I really echo this sentiment. I think that the AI side of crypto has been something that has been the most fun I've had since gaming collapsed, since the crypto gaming industry kind of showed its true colors that it wasn't going to, at least at this point in time, not going to materialize. So I have to agree, AI is something I'm diving headfirst in, and we saw the trends. I've shown this chart a couple of times that in the future, the projections show that 14% of the future AI industry will be located on the blockchain. Now, there is blockchain that doesn't involve cryptocurrencies, but even if crypto can just hold 1 or 2% of the global market share, which is projected to be in the tens and tens of trillions of dollars, you could just see that being early to AI crypto, which you still are as of today, will be very much high upside. And for me, the number one play is still Bittensor TAO. And this FUD has really blown over pretty quickly. We're seeing on the chart, it did retrace a lot of the pump, but it's still it's sitting at $243, down 2% on the day and down 9% on the month. But most people were treating this thing like it was absolutely done, never would recover, etc. To me, it's still by far and away the number one AI altcoin on the blockchain. And you can see big development actually still continuing, moving into the Bittensor network. We see Eric Voorhees from Venice. If you're not familiar, Venice, $400 million token here as far as circulating market cap. And you can see here, this chart has basically been up only since the beginning of this year, been one of the best AI trades in the entire industry. Once I missed all of this, though, I wasn't going to ape in after this move had already occurred. But you can see here, we're starting to work with some Bittensor subnets. New Venice Uncensored 1.2 model was tuned on Targon Subnet 4. So you can see here, this is actually trained utilizing Targon Compute. Now, if you remember, Targon is arguably at this point in time, the top Bittensor TAO subnet. And actually, yes, it by far is. It's receiving 5.82% of the daily emissions. And the Targon chart has been looking pretty solid over the course of the last few days. As we see here, this week alone, this has bottomed out here and move back up here. So a nice 12% move to the upside ever since a lot of this news did come out. $64 million in market cap. FTV, though, is almost $300 million. So it's by far and away the biggest Bittensor TAO subnet currently. And this is the same one that partnered up with Intel. So Intel is trusting in Targon to be able to actually utilize for some of its decentralized compute on untrusted hardware, utilizing Intel TDX and encrypted CVMs. So you can see here, Intel is also tweeting about this partnership. This is not some attachment by tech use. This is legit. I mean, what we're seeing right now with the adoption on Targon is very strong. And to see Venice, one of the top AI tokens in crypto, come in and trust a Bittensor TAO subnet after what we saw last week or 2 weeks ago at this point in time, whenever we saw the Templar subnets and the other couple of subnets pull $10 million in liquidity off of Bittensor and effectively rug pull and leave the community. There's still hundreds of subnets still building. And we see Venice, one of the strongest AI plays of 2026, is actually still trusting the network and trusting what's being built with some of these subnets on Bittensor TAO. So this to me is a credibility factor to the fullest. And I don't really think that, in the long haul, I think it's already starting to blow over. We're really balancing out around this 240 level. And I think that if Bitcoin continues to show strength, you're probably going to see TAO resurge back to the upside. Also, if you missed it this last week, we saw a big four firm, PwC France, is developing physical AI systems powered by Monaco. Now, this is Score Subnet 44. So this is a pretty big deal as well. We're seeing big firms coming through the door, still trusting in different subnets. And Score is also one that I'm really interested in. It's one I have some capital in, actually. It's receiving about 3% of the total emissions. I mean, look at the Score chart. This thing has been a beast ever since this level here. We'll do the ruler and go down from this bottom. A nice 40% gainer to today's price. So Score is doing very well, and at $190 million market cap, definitely sizable and one of the top subnets on Bittensor TAO, also teaming up with a big four firm. If you don't know what PwC is, they are an absolute giant, especially in the European regions. Obviously, I'm in America. PwC isn't that big, but PwC is massive in certain areas and definitely a reputable partner for Subnet 44. So look, I say all this. And also Yuma, one of the biggest funds on Bittensor TAO. The subnet token staking, trading, and custody is now live on BitGo, powered by Yuma's validator. So all this to say, a quick video that we're literally seeing more and more adoption come through the door to Bittensor TAO, yet the public persona is still, oh, I remember that $10 million pull, but that was literally just one founder being malicious. And now he's trying to raise more money outside of Bittensor. Like, the writing's on the wall. I think that Bittensor TAO is here to stay. And when you see players like Eric Voorhees and Venice and PwC France coming into the network, yes, some of this news is a couple days old, but I haven't made a Bittensor TAO video in a few days. So I just wanted to kind of recap all of the stuff that has been happening. And to me, that just shows you the trust factor. As far as blockchain AI, I think that Bittensor still is far and away in the lead. And I think that this price action will reverse strong if we do see 80K or more on Bitcoin and see that liquidity trickle down into some of these altcoins, guys. So that's going to be it. A quick just rundown on what's happening on Bittensor right now and why I think all of these factors show you that the FUD is overblown and will blow over very quickly, guys. So like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.